How your sensitivity is one of your greatest superpowers ever. Okay, so for most of my life, I felt like I just wanted to get rid of this highly sensitive thing that I had going on, and I spent a long time. I shielded, I guarded, I disconnected, I did a whole bunch of stuff so that I just wouldn't feel. What I started doing recently, and this is why I'm doing this video, is that I just started to embrace that it's a superpower and that it's really freaking awesome. And as I started to do that, I just had really cool affirmations all around me. We had a really close friend of the family come, and she brought a friend who I hadn't really talked with much before. And so he's new to Sedona, you know, and I'm around highly sensitive all the time. So I sort of just kind of get used to it. I think sort of maybe everybody's like that. But actually, you know, a lot of people aren't highly sensitive. So, and this guy just wasn't, you know, and he was so sweet. He was talking to me and he was like, "So what do you do?" You know, and I was telling him, and he's like, okay. Well, that's kind of cool. You know, I was like, yeah, it's neat. You know, I love what I do. And he was like, all right, well, how much do you get paid? And I was like, you know, I told him, and he's like, whoa, so this is really important. This really helps people, you know. And it was really nice for me because, you know, I go through my days and you know, I love what I do, but it's nice every once in a while to have someone kind of outside look in and say, wow, that's like a really amazing thing. You can do that. You can read people's minds. You can tell them da-da-da. Now, whatever the varying degree of sensitivity that you are working with, there is some because you clicked on this video and you're attracted to this topic. So having said that, it's nice to get that compliment, and it's wonderful because I think that that's actually the first step to navigating highly sensitive life or existence, is owning that it's an awesome thing. It's a fantastic thing, especially right now. My son does it all the time. It's like amazing. He hasn't gotten programmed yet into all the stuff, you know, that we're all working on, like unprogramming. Anyway, he'll just be driving to the park with me and he'll say, well, Natasha's going to be there, you know, and I'll be like, oh, no, honey, you know, Natasha's in Colorado. No, Natasha's going to be there. No, you know, I'll have to see her next week when she's back. Sure enough, oh, Tasha's here. You know, we get there and there she is. And he's so hooked up, right? He's so hooked up. And what most of us are learning and giving ourselves permission is to trust and to own and to welcome in whatever varying degree of superpower that you have, that it's a good thing. It's an amazing thing. I mean, I was told so many times repeatedly by my culture, and I'm sure you were too, like, oh, I didn't even notice that. Like, why were you, you know, even seeing that, you know? And it's uncomfortable. It's not always easy living, honestly, to be as highly sensitive as I am, and maybe perhaps you are to whatever degree. However, I want to tell you another story that a client shared with me recently, which is such a great example. She lives in San Francisco, and she was driving along, and she's with her kids, and the car was really loud. She was listening to a podcast. They were watching a movie or something, and she just got this panicked feeling just overwhelm her, you know, and she was like, she's like, I don't know what this means, but we got to drive really slowly, and you've got to turn all your, she's like telling her kids, you got to turn all the screens off, and her podcast went quiet, and she was like, we just got to breathe together. And they were like, Mom, you know, like, right, like, this is so annoying. Sure enough, she's going down one of these windy roads in San Francisco, and there's this delivery truck, and he swerves, you know, and she was okay. She said, Josephine, if I had been for 1 second looking in the rearview mirror at my children or whatever, right, we wouldn't be here because it was a big truck, and they were okay, but it was because she was so awake that she had to pull away, and she got out of the chaos. We do this all the time. We do this all the time, highly sensitives. Now, sometimes we're just like, oh, that was lucky, you know. I want you to own it. That's the first step of really seeing this as a superpower, of saying, okay, wow, this is really, really amazing that I am tapped in and I'm tuned in this way. This is an incredible thing. On top of that, what my guides tell me is that this is not a shock to you, but that it's chaotic right now, just a tad on planet Earth, and then it's going to get a little bit more chaotic, just a tad, but you're going to be okay. Because when you start owning this sensitive superpower that you have, the ability to feel things, to know what something is before it arrives, to sense when something is right and when it's not, right? All of these things that come along with being highly sensitive, you're going to be the ones that are going to pull your money out of the stock market at the right time, or you're going to go left when everyone's going right, and it's better to go left. I mean, I can go on and on and on about all the ways that this is going to benefit you, But the reason why I wanted to create this video, as much as myself as for you, is for us to start owning this is a good thing. I got told so many times by my teachers when I was a kid, like, just, what are you doing? You know, like, that is just dumb. Thankfully, I didn't listen, and I had parents who thought it was pretty cool. So it didn't get smushed, but I meet a lot of people where it got smushed, and they don't trust themselves. They trust their thoughts and their brains. This is why I wrote Love Beings. Please check it out on Amazon.com. It's a manual that I wish that I'd gotten a lot early on how to live life as a highly sensitive and how to navigate it. But Moldageddon taught me one of the most valuable lessons, which is really ingrained in me now, which is you got to self-care like a motherfucker, okay? As a highly sensitive, you have to do everything you can. I mean, back to what that guy's saying. Yeah, I've learned now. I need to get paid really well because I need a lot of downtime. I need to meditate. I need to get massage. I need to eat really clean foods. I need to live away from radiation. I need to be around only stimulating warm people. And that costs a certain amount of money. And not just money, it costs energy and chi that I have now demanded, and it comes. Thank you, Moldageddon. It's like, nope, this is the way we got to do it right now, because then I'm well rested, then I'm fully present, then I have 10 minutes to give to you and a YouTube station, and when I'm in my work, I'm fully tuned in, and when I'm in my relationship and my marriage and with my child, I have more energy, right? So these are all things that I'm learning, how to navigate the highly sensitive life and how to not only stay sane, because there have been many times when because I wasn't careful with my boundaries, because I overgave, because I was not understanding my highly sensitive nature and what I need. If I go into a grocery aisle and someone's having like a spaz attack because it overwhelms me, I change lanes. I don't go down that grocery aisle anymore. If I get invited somewhere where I know someone's going to be there and I don't like that person because they're going to drain me dry, not because they're malicious, I don't go. We got to start giving ourselves permission. I've got a dear client who I just love this story because recently we were just connecting and she was saying to me, she's got this famous husband and every week they go to all these public events and she hates them. She's a highly sensitive. She hates them. She's getting these anxiety attacks. She doesn't know where they're coming from. And I say, I know where they're coming from. Don't go. Don't go anymore. Don't go. He'll be fine. She stops going. Her anxiety leaves. It's like this incredible example, right? Of like, there's a lot of other things she's been changing as well. But it's such an example. I know this was a profound impact of when we just give ourselves permission. I don't have to be drained by that. I don't have to keep doing that. These aren't like... if we look at, okay, so it's not like good and bad here. It is more like there are some people on this planet, God bless them, they're taking on some challenging contracts and they're trying to figure out their way. You've been there, I've been there, when your light has been drained and you're depressed and you're lost and you're off track and you're just looking for anybody to feel better. You don't know how to source yet, so you're trying to plug into anybody around you that's got light, and you're just, that's just the reality of human nature, people. It's not, they're not, you know, it's just part of it, okay? It is what it is. Check out Dodging Energy Vampires by Christiane Northrup, my mentor. She just nails it, how to live as an empath in a world where that's just the truth, okay? It's just the truth. These people are taking on these contracts. That's what it is, Okay. Give yourself permission right now as a highly sensitive. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do it ever. Ask your friends around you to help you identify patterns and cycles when you start doing that, so you don't do it, and they help you recognize it, and they go, oh, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. There you go. Just the other day, I found myself doing it. My family's flying out, you know, and I was getting overly consumed in where they should stay because I know what's best for them, right? It was like they should stay here, and I sent them links, but this is not near the cell phone tower, and this is not right. It's sweet and all. It's nice of me. But if I'm not careful, man, I can go down that cycle of like just trying... So I see that now. And I have my husband who's on my case about it. He said, nope, not your problem. You don't have to do anything about that, sweetheart. Now, if I wasn't a highly sensitive, you know, and I could kind of, I don't know, delegate my energy to every single person that walked by, great. I am highly sensitive. I'm owning it. It's my superpower. There's a certain regime I have to keep it all together and to keep it all going. As I'm saying this, as I'm saying to you, demand self-care, you're going to start getting downloads. You're going to start getting images of people that you don't need to be around anymore. It's okay. Give yourself permission. You can create those firm boundaries. In fact, it's essential to start being a little more selfish, a little bit more demanding in what it is that you need to care for yourself. We could all, as highly sensitive, take a little homeopathic dose from Mr. Donald Trump. Meaning that you just watch him talk. The guy is like, he's so overflowing in confidence, right? Of just like, of course I know what I'm doing. Right? We can all take a little bit of that, especially as highly sensitives, because what I see, empaths, old souls, what people do is they don't get how much they give. They don't get it. It was kind of like that conversation I was sharing with you. It was nice for me because I forget, I forget that most of my day is an output. And that if I'm not careful, all of my day will be. And that if I don't start demanding that self-care, which I have, Moldageddon kicked my ass and just was like, you can't do it that way anymore. You can't. And it was this great gift for me. If you haven't checked, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can look at my old video, Moldageddon, to sort of give you a little background on what I'm talking about here. But it was kicking my ass. It was like, you can't save the whole world and put yourself second here. You've got to place yourself first every single time. So highly sensitives, I'm getting 1-1. That means I need to wrap it up. That's my sign in Sedona, 1-1. Highly sensitive, it's essential to give yourself a permission to be a little bit cocky, to over self-care, to have heightened boundaries, to give yourself everything you need to honor, to respect the superpower that it is, because as the world heats up, you are going to be the one that knows how it's heating, knows what direction to deal with that heat, and to know how to expand and to grow, and to lead everyone here on how do we navigate these times. I've just started a club membership. Please check it out. It's so freaking awesome. We have a weekly call. If you can't be on it, it's okay. It's recorded. It's an amazing community. What was that? I don't know. That was a flash. That was cool. Who knows? Someone passing through. Anyway, I want to watch that in the video. Had to get past 1-1 to go through. Anyway, I've got a club membership. Come join the fun. I'm so excited for you to be a part of it. It's really, really amazing. It's just like a boost for me every time I do it. As for the people, that's what I'm hearing. You get meditations, you get assignments, you get a community. It's really, really awesome. Check out my website, josephinewilkins.com. Check out my other YouTube videos. Yeah, and have an awesome day. And you are a superhero. It's time that you own it. All right. Connect soon. Bye-bye.